Okay, Titan team selection with my mini account, whose roster is not nearly as robust as my main. I don't have, I haven't bothered to spend the gems on additional team slots for here at this point, simply because there is no point. I don't have the roster to align things like I have in my main. So the point of doing this one is, how do you pick your heroes when you don't have the luxury of color stacking against each Titan successfully to any notable degree. So right now we have a yellow Titan, which is great for me because my strongest, I do have 3 dark heroes that are viable for Titans. I've got, so for yellow, I'm using Panther because of her she gives a 54% defense reduction against dark. And she dispels buffs, and she's fast. She's only sitting at 370, so her tile damage isn't all that impressive yet. Alfreek is just a ridiculous hero, especially when you can get her off. Not impressive tile damage, but since Titans are only one target, each cube, each of those 5 cubes does 200% damage a piece to that Titan, but it also casts mindless attack. So there are better options in terms of tile damage, but the special, being able to silence a Titan is oftentimes very useful in surviving. And mindless attack isn't a proper silence, but basically once their mana fills all the way up, instead of just not being able to use it, they attack themselves, since they're the only opponent on the board, and lose all their mana. So better than a silence in that respect, and better than specials like Hansels and Gretels, who only reduce mana by 50% once it fills up. So the max health reduction is kind of useless against a Titan because you're never going to reduce it down far enough to make a difference. So, but with with Panther's defense reduction against dark and Alfreek's mindless attack, I use these 2 right now on almost every Titan just because they're strong heroes. And then I have, Neith is really the only viable yellow I have right now. I started working on Jackal to get that defense reduction on dark Titans. And then I'll have him and Neith on dark Titan teams. For blue, or for green Titans, or red Titans, I have Kirill and Vela, so they're both good against red. Tile damage being one reason. Again, not that Kirill's tile damage is anything special, but his attack up and defense up is useful. And then her, in addition to good tile damage once she's all the way leveled, the attack nerf and the extra damage against fire and the crit chance increase for ice allies. And that includes tiles, so tiles can hit for double damage. I have some other blues I'm working on, but they're obviously not there yet. And for blue Titans, I've got Mother North, and I put her on there just because she's a green hero. You know, her tile damage sucks. Even when she's fully leveled, it's still gonna suck. But she's green, so, and she's, as you can see, I have some other green 5 stars that I haven't really done much with, but Gadiris is almost not worth it because his 555 tile damage. Again, he's not all the way leveled, but it's not going to be that much more impressive by the time he is. The biggest advantage to him is I would put him between my two other green heroes once I get to the point where I have more leveled up greens, and he would boost their attack. But I digress. Back to what I'm working with here. You know, these top 10 heroes are pretty much, you know, the best ones I have in terms of survivability, and I do have a couple of 4 stars that aren't up there because they're just not on my team. Colon being one of them, but not impressive tile damage. But for green Titans, having Panther, Alfreak, Kirill, and Santa, Jean-Francois, and Colon is a good combo, because then I have 3 red heroes, and our Titans aren't so high that I'm getting one shot yet. So it's more important to survive, because even if you've got you know, a mono team against a Titan, if you can't survive a couple of hits, you're still not going to do that much damage, because you'll be dead. So right now I'm pretty much running all the time on every Titan Kirill, because he heals and every little bit helps, and his attack and defense up. Panther, even if it's a dark Titan, because she at least provides additional weakness against dark. So if nothing else, she mitigates the dark Titans resistant to dark tile damage. And Alfreak, because of her mindless attack, I like having mana control on Titans. With my main, it's Mickey that does that for me. And so Alfreak is kind of like my Mickey substitute in that respect, even though she doesn't provide an attack buff like Mickey does. So Kirill, Panther, Alfreak all the time. If it's a blue Titan, Mother North is on there. If it's a green Titan, Jean-Francois and Santa. And you know, Santa's special is nice because it provides a 34% attack reduction on the enemy and a 44% defense reduction. So he's essentially dubbing as a Wilbur in that respect, even though he doesn't provide a damage share. At least he provides some minions. So Santa is almost always on my Titan teams as well. No matter what the color. Jean-Francois is on my green Titan team for sure. He also provides a crit chance for red allies, so with him, Colon, and Santa, at least I've got that chance that any or all 3 of them will crit. His defense against ice is not worth anything because you're fighting a green. Red Titan, I also put Vela on there for obvious reasons. Her crit chance for ice allies and her fire enemies attack reduction. And even though she deals extra damage against fire, and that's nice, it really doesn't amount to much in the grand scheme of taking down a beast with 1 million plus hit points. So yeah, as you are developing your roster, you know, keep an eye on those specials and how they work together, because that can really impact and exponentially increase your Titan damage. But as you can see right now, my roster isn't too bad for a mini account, but I'm just trying to make the best use of the synergies I have while maintaining survivability and maximizing the potential damage that I can do. So hope that helps.